to say before. We can now say things like supports and protects joint and cartilage health. We can say things like help support mobility, joint flexibility. And here's the one that's my favorite. We can start talking about actually supporting our own immune response to inflammatory issues of the joints. Now, how can we do that? Well, if you flip the bottle around and you'll look at the supplement facts on the back, you'll see a lot of interesting ingredients. But I want to just point out a few of my favorites. The first is frankincense resin powder. Now, frankincense resin powder is very high in boswellic acid, which is known to help reduce inflammation. And what's really nice about this particular product is that this frankincense resin powder comes from our own frankincense farm in Omaha that Gary spoke about. And even better than that, we use a proprietary process to extract that frankincense resin that no one else has. And our process allows us to extract it with nothing but water. So we're the only people that can do that. We're the only people that can get that type of purity into a product. The other compound that I think is probably unfamiliar to a lot of you is something called calcium fructoborate. Calcium fructoborate is actually a mineral salt we extract from plants that is very high in boron. And again, there are numerous publications showing the benefits of boron as an anti-inflammatory, specifically for the joints. So this is a new compound that you haven't seen before, that no one else is using, to my knowledge. It's very powerful. It gives us inflammatory joint health claims. Finally, there's a compound in there that a lot of you will think is fairly familiar. It's called collagen. And I think you've heard of collagen. It's in a lot of joint care products. This collagen is very different. Collagen is actually a protein, and because it's a protein, it's a very long molecule. And these long molecules kind of fold over on themselves and get a very defined three-dimensional shape. And biochemists call that their tertiary structure. Doesn't matter, it's just a big word. But they have this specific shape. And collagen, I think many of you know already, supports cartilage health and joints. But what happens in most collagen supplements is that when the collagen is extracted from its natural source, it's denatured. Denatured means it loses that three-dimensional shape. And when it loses that shape, frankly, it doesn't function very well. This particular collagen is extracted from its source by a proprietary process that does not denature the molecule. So what you end up with is the most bioavailable and bioactive collagen available. Now you can, if you have trouble sleeping at night, you can actually look through the scientific journals, but you can actually read about undenatured collagen. It's really interesting, the mechanism and the way it works. And I'm not going to go into that detail here. But I encourage you to read up on it because it's a very interesting mechanism. All of these components sort of help to dampen your body's inflammatory response and help protect your cartilage in your joints. This is a really great new product with a lot of science behind it and some strong claims. So that kind of completes my little story on science on this particular product.